Next on Worcester News Tonight, a former Massachusetts governor makes his way to a local campus, encouraging young people to consider careers in public service. Plus, a fatal fire in Brimfield is under investigation. The town's fire department says it appears to be suspicious. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Botari. Former Massachusetts Governor Michael Dukakis is on a mission: get more young faces in office. Thursday, he made his way to Clark University in hopes of sparking the interest of youth across the state. Our Cam Jandro was there tonight and joins us now with more. Cam?
Anna, it's not every day a former presidential candidate comes to your college campus. Speaking to students at Clark today, he says he doesn't want to see kids just getting involved locally, but across the entire country. A packed room of Clark University students hear a special lecture from Michael Dukakis.
You know, in the midterms, there was an enormous surge in the turnout among young people, which had a lot to do with the fact that the Democrats took over the House. And I think it's very important that these young people get deeply into this.
The former Massachusetts governor and presidential candidate spoke about the 2020 presidential race, calling it one of the most important elections in recent history. He says it's why more young people need to be involved. The Democrat is supporting United States Senator Elizabeth Warren.
She may be 69 or 70, but let me tell you, she's about as young as anybody I know and has enormous energy.
Students asked Dukakis questions, including how he felt about the current political climate. Dukakis weighed in, also touching on the recent impeachment inquiry surrounding President Donald Trump.
I'm not a fan of the impeachment thing because it can't succeed because the Senate isn't going to vote to impeach.
The three-term governor now serves as a visiting professor at UCLA. Dukakis says he wanted to give students at Clark a chance to hear from a longtime politician in hopes of inspiring them to pursue a career in public service.
Now, I'm no expert on how to win the presidency. I'm pretty good at winning primaries, but no, not the presidency. But I want to spend as much time with young people as I can.
Now, Dukakis says he wants to build off the momentum from the midterm election, hopefully spread enough awareness so the voter turnout in 2020 is one of the biggest in history. In the studio tonight, I'm Cam Jandro, Worcester News Tonight.
After years of efforts and some setbacks, the Muslim community now has a place in central Massachusetts to lay their loved ones to rest. The Islamic Society of Greater Worcester worked with the city to get land for proper Muslim burials. Thursday, they revealed the plots at Hope Cemetery. Dr. Khalid Sadozeh says it's been a struggle in the past finding a place to bury family members.
Before this, we were used to go to Connecticut, which was 1.5 hour drive one way to take our our loved ones to bury over there. And we looked into different cities, but we were not able to get any place for our cemetery. And we are very thankful to the city of Worcester that they came to our help.
The city completed a $1.1 million improvement project for the cemetery. Some of the work included numbered grave markers, paved roadways, and new tree planting. A memorial service held tonight to remember Marilyn Afobi Karanchua. The New England Ghanaian SDA Church invited the community to pay their respects. The 10-year-old died earlier this month. Her family says it appears she choked on a carrot during her snack at Belmont Community School. They say CPR was performed and she was taken to the hospital, but the young girl died days later. State leaders announcing tonight the 12th human case of Triple E and the 3rd death in Massachusetts from the virus. The Massachusetts Department of Public Health incorrectly stated a 4th death Wednesday afternoon. The DPH based the announcement on an incorrect file reported by a hospital. A woman in her 70s contracted the virus in Hampton County, making her the 12th confirmed case in Massachusetts. Governor Charlie Baker's ban on vaping products has been getting mixed reaction since the announcement. The American Lung Association says the ban reinforces the need for the FDA to clear the market in hopes of combating youth e-cigarette use. The Central Massachusetts Tobacco-Free Community Partnership says it's a positive step forward, but eliminating vaping products leaves them in a difficult situation with cigarettes.
We are in a pickle. We'll have to see what happens with this. What we want and hope, of course, is for people to think about making a quit attempt. We know that nicotine addiction is very difficult. We know it's really hard to quit. It can take many times to have a successful quit attempt, but there are resources available.
The ban will be in effect until January 25th, 2020. A 56-year-old man is dead following a 3-alarm fire in Brimfield. The town's fire chief called for backup when he was told someone was still inside the building. Our Gretchen LaRosa has the details.
Charred debris left on the lawn on Oakwood Road after a 3-alarm fire Wednesday night. The homeowner, 56-year-old Michael Goodwin, died from his injuries.
I tried to enter the building, but there was heavy fire and smoke conditions on arrival.
There doesn't appear to be exterior damage to the home, but Brimfield Fire Chief Brendan McCarthy says when he arrived, he called for help and was told a person was inside.
I was greeted by a hysterical female telling me that there was somebody in the building.
Neighbors say they saw the victim just before the fire and are anxious to find out what happened.
Just a friendly neighbor. He said hi. He brought vegetables over for the grandkids from his garden.
Firefighters from 7 other towns assisted Brimfield on the fire. Chief McCarthy says the home appeared to have multiple spots where the fire may have started, raising suspicion about the exact cause.
Due to the past of the individual and some quotes that were made prior to it, we're looking and leaning that way.
Gretchen LaRosa, Worcester News Tonight.
A former West Boylston High School student is facing a judge today. Police say they arrested him this morning for making a social media threat against West Boylston Middle High School. The threat stated something would happen on October 1st. The department will have an increased presence at the school as a precautionary measure. Police say he was arrested before threatening to kill another student at the school. Assumption College students and faculty signed their names on a piece of the campus's history. The college hosted a ceremony for their new health sciences building. Nursing students and members of the Assumption community signed the last L-beam before it was placed on the building. It will include state-of-the-art teaching tools like simulation mannequins. Assumption President Francesco Cesareo says they will help train future nurses.
These are mechanical people who can be programmed to mimic different illnesses. And so the nursing students will actually practice on these simulation people, and the instructors will be able to change as they're working on them their medical conditions to see how they apply what they're learning, but how do they react to what is happening to the patient.
The Health Sciences building will also have practice labs and clinical examination rooms. It's set to open next fall. Food insecurity on college campuses is a growing concern in the U.S. A discussion Thursday brings the issue to light, showing it affects more people than you may think. Worcester State University held a program with area colleges and organizations, starting a discussion as part of Hunger Action Month. According to Assistant Professor Adam Saltzman, about 1/3 of the nation's college students don't have sufficient access to affordable, nutritious food.
Right. Part of it is the fact that it's increasingly unaffordable to pay for college. Right. Students are facing debt. Wages are low and haven't really increased much. So it's partly related to where we're at economically right now in this country, and has to do with the difficulty of making it through college as well.
Some colleges, including Worcester State University and Quinsigamond Community College, offer options for students with food insecurities. QCC's Food Pantry Resource Center manager, Charles Ketter, says he encourages anyone who needs help to ask for it.
Don't go to bed hungry. Don't let your family go to bed hungry. Don't let your friends go to bed hungry. If you run out of food, come see me. I will find something for you.
Professor Saltzman says about 15% of students also have housing insecurities and 3% are homeless. Hundreds gathered at Mechanics Hall Thursday, helping raise money to solve a problem affecting the most vulnerable patients and their families. The March of Dimes hosted its annual Evening of Culinary Excellence to help end infant mortality. Senior Development Manager Stephen Sykes says each year 22,000 babies in America don't live past age 1. Sykes says the Worcester community plays a big role in their fundraising efforts.
The community of Worcester tonight comes together that says, let's stop that, let's fix that, let's raise money to support March of Dimes' research and education and programs here in Worcester to make sure that all babies have a healthy start and all moms have a healthy outcome. So we're here for moms, we're here for babies, we're here for Worcester.
Worcester restaurants, including Lock 50, Boccato, and Volturno, prepared the dishes for the event.